Hi all, welcome back to the channel. Mr. Scrooge, Neil Donaldson, continuing with the Lotus XL restoration series. What I'm going to do in this video is I bought some window frames from Angus Marshall some time ago, and I never actually got round to fitting them. I'm only going to fit one anyway because the passenger side, the window frame is actually pretty good on my car, so I don't really see I need to change it at this point. The driver's side window frame, I had to make a little bit of a repair, and I didn't really make it optically all that good because I thought, well, I was going to replace it anyway. So yeah, it didn't look great, especially sort of at the back and top of the window frame. So I'll put together a video detailing about how I changed the frame. And also I will detail about how to properly adjust an XL door. A couple of people have actually asked me about this. It's how to adjust an XL door properly. So you've got to adjust the window frame, obviously the door beam itself, yeah, the door skin as well, and yeah, get things operating smoothly and as efficiently as possible. So let's get on to it then, people. And yeah, this is the completed Tamiya model that I've been building during the cold winter nights. It's complete now. It's a shame they didn't supply the JPS transfers, if you like, for the model. I guess they were not keen on putting tobacco advertising on there, but yeah, it's turned out okay. Could be a little bit better. I've still got to put the mesh there over the back of the engine cover. And also the inlet manifolds, but yeah, it's turned out quite well. I'm quite pleased with it. Now I have done a video already on dismantling the door, so I'm not going to spend too much time showing you what I'm doing here, but first of all I'm going to remove the locks. These 3 bolts here. 3 screws here, I should say. That one. And that one. And remove the connecting rods, press down on the plastic bit. It'll come out like so. The other one there as well. Press up on the pink bit. Yep, like so. Do the same on the ones inside the door, which, let me just see if I can position that a bit better. Which is sort of somewhere up there, I don't know if you can see that. There's 2 connectors in there. Then I'm going to remove this door latch, 4 bolts, Allen key bolts, 4mm. Just be careful of the washers, they're going to drop out. And the spacers and 2 washers. And pull the locking mechanism out. What I'll do is, to aid pulling that out, I'm going to loosen these bolts here. 1, 2, there was one under there, it's gone now. Yeah, and it'll give me a bit more flexibility on the door latch. Yeah, so that gives you the flexibility on the door frame. You can just ease that out. The rods. Put that aside. Put it in the boot, I think. Now I think once that's the locking mechanisms out, I'm going to focus on the electric window, or removing the electric window mechanism here. Now I always find that the best thing to do with the electric window motor is just to lower the window to the point where the arm that's pushing it up, this bit here, is pretty much horizontal. So I'm going to connect the battery and do that. I think that's about enough. Yeah. Then these 4 bolts to be removed. One down there, and there's a bit more difficult one to get hold of, which is down there. But remove the easy ones first. Once your electric window mechanism is out, then you can start thinking about the door frame itself. So there's this bolt at the back there you need to remove. There's 2 frame holding bolts there, and there's 2, possibly there, one at the top and possibly one at the bottom. You'll have to remove that grommet there, I think, although mine probably it's corroded at the bottom there, so it probably isn't in place. Remove those and lift the window frame out. Now I'm just trying to remove the 3/4 glass here. I've cut out most of the sealant that was in there, and I can see this that's held on by a caption here which is screwed in there, so I'll try and remove that screw. So it was sort of held in by the 3/4 glass was held in at the far end here, the side close to the front of the car, with this sort of bracket. Yeah, and the 3/4 panel is now out. I'll give that a bit of a clean up and start mounting it on the new frame. This is one of the new door frames I bought off lotusxl.net from Angus Marshall. Yeah, and I'm going to make a start with this. They are quite expensive, the door frames, but you know, someone like myself who's studied mechanical engineering, I can see and appreciate the amount of work that's gone into manufacturing these, and you know, they are of extremely good quality, or so it seems to the naked eye. Obviously I'll have to see how they do actually fit in the car, but let's get started. Anyway, I bought some window channel felt. Let me go and get that. Yeah, and I bought this sort of felt, window channel felt off a UK based company called Woolies, also recommended of course by Angus Marshall. Yeah, and I think what I'll do first is I'll just try and put that in place for the window bit, and start from there. Yeah, it seems to fit in there quite well. Okay, I'll cut down a piece for the top of the window and then the side pieces, obviously at about 45 degrees, and put it in like that. So I'm going to start by cutting a 45 degree angle, roughly, like so. Not very well. Yeah. And then just cut off slightly too much on that side. Of course I've botched up already. Cut the angle at the wrong angle. But never mind. That's better. So I want to measure it up to about there, so let me just put that more and more in. I think I want to cut a bit more than there, but let me do that first. Okay, that's the channel for the window frame prepared. Now I've fitted the actual window, the side window in itself. It fits really well. The quality of these are pretty damn good. The tolerances are brilliant. So thanks Angus for that. I don't know who makes them for you, but obviously does a pretty damn good job. And they're worth every penny, I think. Yeah, so Angus also recommends with the side window here that we just put a couple of blobs of window sealant in there, the bonding agent, so to speak, not sort of run it through the whole channels. But what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to run the felt channel that I've got on the main window there, certainly up the side here, that side there, and that side there, and maybe one or two strips on there, and hold it perhaps at the bottom here with some bonding agent, because I don't want to firmly put this in so that it'll be really difficult to take out at a later date. The reason why I say this is because I may upgrade the mirrors. I'm not happy with those mirrors. I may upgrade them to the Citroen CX mirrors of the later model. Now those things are like gold dust, very difficult to get hold of. I found some manually operated ones, but not the electrically operated ones online, so yeah, I may do that, but that's why I don't want to overly bond this side window in here, because for the BX you don't have for the CX mirrors you don't have the hole in the side glass there, in the 3/4 glass if you like. There, it's not without, it's without a hole, so yeah, I may have to replace those as well. So I think I'll cut it about there. Now the problem I've got here, as my theory was wrong, is I can't run this bit of the felt channel there along that joint, and the reason is because this is not as deep as that side as it's designed. Yeah, so I'm going to have to bung this channel up with silicone, which will keep it in place, but I'll do that only when it's on the car. That's kind of recommended by Angus and the lotusxl.net forum or website if you like there. Yeah, I'll probably bung a little bit of silicone in there. There is a channel there, and obviously I want to weatherproof it as well, because the last thing I want to do is have pools of water building up in there which will rot it from the inside out. Yeah, but pretty pleased with that, I have to say. So I guess it's a question of mounting it on the car and yeah, start the reassembly process. So I'm literally just going to put a blob of be a bit careful here. Put it in there. And that should stop the window from falling down. That's all I'm going to do then. Not more than that. So we've got to the point now where we're adjusting the door. And the first thing you need to do when you're adjusting an XL door is to get the position of the latch right here. Now what you want to do is, you've got the striker there, and you want the striker to be touching the bottom of your latch there when it closes. And the reason for that is that obviously when you put the extra weight of the door and the glass and everything on there, it'll drop slightly and then it'll be more central, so it'll be in the right position. That's the first thing. So to adjust that, you need to do it from the front here. So you can either loosen these two and the bottom nuts there, and then you jack the back end up there until it's at the right space. You can also add extra washers there. So that's the first setting you need to get right on the XL door. A word of warning here as well, guys, this foam actually plays a purpose, would you believe? And what it does, it keeps the door far enough away to stop the door skin from scratching the bodywork here. So if you are tempted to remove that, it's looking a bit grotty, but replace it with something else, trust me. It's a bit annoying, but learn the hard way. I'll show you on the other side at some point what I've done there. The damage I've done on that needs to be fixed with touch-up paint, but keep that bit of foam there. Yeah, I forgot to mention one bit. Plug up these grommets here where your electrical connections go in with silicone. Stop it leaking. So I've secured the front bolts of the door skin, holding the door skin to the door beam, which are sort of somewhere up there. I think you can see that. Yeah, there's two at the front there. Just secure those in. Now, although I've secured those two bolts there, I'm going to take them out to get the latch in now. So it's just to hold the door in position, or the door skin in position. Then put in the door handle. So the next thing I want to adjust now is obviously the door frame to the seal there. What I'm going to do for this is I'm going to drop the window, just remove that string there and put the window at the bottom, and we can have a look at how to adjust that gap. A few people have asked about this. Now, as you can see there, it's actually Murphy's Laws here. It's actually as well adjusted as it can be. Yeah, you want to have a little bit of compression here, but not too much. Basically enough to secure a seal. And in this case, it's already well adjusted. But I will show you what I do to readjust it. Now, to adjust the gap, make sure this bolt here is loose, and make sure that bolt there is loose. Also the ones at the front there, you can remove those completely to start with, just for the gapping purposes. And then what you need to do is you need to concentrate on these two bolts here. So that one and that one. And how you adjust the gap to the window, to bring the window frame closer to the seal, you need to put washers in there, pad out the washers in there. Now if you find that the door frame is too close to the yeah, you need to pad out washers there. If you find that the door frame is too close to the seal and it looks like it's going to bend, then you need to put more washers there in the bottom to bring the bottom of it out again. Yeah. Now if you find that that you're having to put too much washers, particularly in the top one there, to bring it back in line, there's another adjustment you can make. So let's say you need more than about 5 or 6 washers in here, and you're finding that the gap here is also reducing, and there's too big a gap there to the seal. What you can do is adjust the brackets here. You'll have to take everything off again, but you've got this bracket at the bottom here. You can put more washers between the bracket and the door frame there, which will bring the door beam sort of at an angle a bit more than that, and it'll also bring the frame closer to the seal here. So that's how you do this part of the adjustment. Now there's more to do. Once you get that bit right, there's more to do, because you have to get the window operation right, but we'll come to that in a minute. Let me put the bolts in here properly and adjust them. I'm only going to do these 2 bolts at the minute. I'm not going to do the other 2 on that side and tighten those up on that side just yet. We're going to get the window mechanism right first, but let me put those bolts in and take it from there. So in my case, I've got 2 washers at the top and nothing at the bottom there between the door beam and the window frame, and that actually, in my scenario, seems to work quite well. So I've bolted those up as well, and as you can see, the seal's pretty good around the top of the door, around the door frame there, so I'm quite pleased with that. So the next thing I want to worry about here now is the electric window installation, and I'm just going to check the operation, that the window slides up and down reasonably well, and yeah, without anything in there. And yeah, it could be better, but it's not too bad. This you want to get right now, but hopefully that won't give too much resistance. Okay. Then we're at the stage where we can start securing the bolts. Now, what you want to do here is these bolts, these set screws here, there's one, there's 2, 3, and there's 2 at the front there. So one in there, one in there. What you need to do is you need to tighten those slowly and check your electric window mechanism whilst you're tightening them, yeah? And if you find that the electric window is going up very slowly after tightening 1 or 2 of these bolts, and it probably means that you need a washer, an extra washer, sort of behind there, or whichever one it is you're tightening. So obviously keep doing that slowly until the operation of the electric window mechanism is reasonably smooth, and then you're pretty much done. That's not too bad, I have to say. So I'm going to leave it there. So I've screwed it all back together, door card and everything in place, and I guess job done. Certainly an improvement, especially at this top corner here. Yeah, so that's pretty much how to install a door frame on an XL, and also how to adjust the door. I must admit, this job took me a hell of a lot longer than I was planning on, and one of the reasons for that was the electric window on the driver's side was giving me a hell of a lot of hassle. I could have detailed a lot of that in this video, but I decided, yeah, I'm going to make another video, I think, on the electric windows, because there's a few things that need to be done there, and I don't know if anybody else has had issues with the windows, with the window mechanism and everything. But what I'm going to do is, because I've already kind of restored the one on the driver's side already, I'll strip completely the one on the passenger side, the electric window motor, the mechanism, paint it up and all that as well, and show you how all that's done. Maybe it help you along with your project as well. Hit that subscribe button, people, if you haven't already done so. Once again, thanks for the interest, and I will, hopefully the next video will not take as long as this one did. But thanks a lot all, and until then.